Yo, what's up people? Welcome back to JJ Loves Fighting. Another weekend, another UFC fight day. It's a big fight day this time around. We got Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor, the rematch. Their first fight was back in 2014. And, I mean, Conor made it look easy. He really did back then. But both guys are completely new fighters, especially Poirier. Poirier has just come on leaps and bounds since that first fight 7 years ago. And this is going to be a short little video on how I personally feel it's going to go down tonight. So I think first thing we got to take into account since that first fight is what both fighters have accomplished since. Obviously, Conor went on to win the featherweight and lightweight titles within the next 2 years. And Poirier moved up to lightweight, became the interim champ by beating Max Holloway, and has fought a who's who of the 155-pound division. I mean, the guy has just fought everybody. He's fought almost everyone that there is to offer at the top of the division. The dude's a killer. So how do I think this fight's going to go down? Now, as we know, McGregor is so dangerous at the start of a fight. I mean, my prediction for his fight with Cowboy was that Cowboy may be able to pull off some sort of submission or possibly break Conor down if the fight went into the later rounds. But if it was going to finish early, and if Conor showed up, he was going to finish him early, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, 40 seconds in, and the fight was over. So if Conor does catch him clean, I mean, he's so dangerous. He hits so hard. He's got so many different tools. We've seen that. He's got his left hand, obviously. He showed against Cowboy that he's got the shoulders. He showed also that he's got the head kick. He beat up Nate Diaz's legs in the rematch. And he's so good at countering. He's so good at seeing shots come in, slipping them, leaning back, rolling, and countering with that big left hand. But man, Poirier has shown that he can take a shot. Aside from his knockout loss against Michael Johnson, which was in 2016, September 2016, we've not seen him get dropped and rocked and finished ever since then. And I mean, that was, what, nearly 5 years ago? So, I mean, we haven't seen the guy get hit and dropped and hurt like Conor has done to so many people in a long time. So the thought of him getting cracked by Conor and getting dropped and knocked out does seem not far-fetched, but it seems unfamiliar because we haven't seen that in so long. I mean, he's been in some wars with guys who hit hard. He fought Dan Hooker in his last fight, and Hooker has put away people like Gilbert Burns. He's knocked out James Vick. The guy's got power, and Poirier was not only able to take some of his best shots, but he beat him over 5 rounds. Poirier's durable and he's big for 155. So personally, I hate making predictions because I'm not an expert. I'm just a fan. At the end of the day, it's MMA. No matter what you predict, anything can happen in an MMA fight. But I would say if the fight was to end in rounds 1 or 2, both guys are dangerous, but Conor is more likely to knock Poirier out if the fight's going to end by knockout in rounds 1 or 2. But if it goes into the later rounds, from previous fights, from what we've seen in previous fights, I'd have to go with Poirier. Conor has shown that he gets slower and less powerful as the fight goes on. A good example of that is his fight against Khabib. Khabib managed to stand up with him in round 3, go back and forth, and Conor just didn't have the same pop. I know he said that he wasn't anywhere near as prepared for that fight as he feels he should have been, and it showed. I mean, he lost. But the point I'm making is the facts are there. Once it got to round 3, Khabib was able to stand up with him, and Khabib's striking just isn't on the same level as Conor's. We know that. Dustin has shown that he can bang over 5 rounds. He showed that against Hooker. He showed that against Holloway. He showed that against Pettis. The guy is here to stay, and he gets stronger as the fight goes on. So if he's able to withstand the shots that Conor's saying he's going to crack him with, then I think Poirier can win over the course of a longer fight. But even so, he's got power himself. He can crack Conor early. The one thing with Poirier, and this is something that my dad brought up, is when he gets involved in exchanges, he does get tense and he does get open. And we know Conor is an accurate striker. So early on, or even in the later rounds possibly, if Poirier does open himself up and get excited and get tense and is open to those counters, if Conor can land one big clean shot, the fight could be done there and then. As I mentioned earlier with Michael Johnson, we've seen Poirier get caught by a dangerous southpaw and he was knocked out, but that was a long time ago, and Poirier's been in some wars since then against hard-hitting fighters and beaten them. I don't know who to pick. I mean, listen, my heart says Poirier. I want to see Poirier get the win he deserves, and I want to see him be undisputed champion. He got so close against Khabib, so close, and he's such a good person. He's such a good role model. He's someone who I really look up to personally. Him and Max Holloway are my favourite fighters in terms of their personalities, the way they carry themselves, their fighting styles, their attitudes towards life, you know, and all that. Like, they fit what I want to be like when I grow up, you know what I mean? I think if Conor does catch him, Poirier will be in trouble. Conor does hit very, very hard, especially early on, but I know Poirier is a warrior and he's durable. He does not go down without a fight, and if he can withstand Conor's shots and turn it into a fight, then he'll win. I think Poirier's ready. I think this is going to be his moment where he reaches, the biggest fight in MMA history. You can say what you want about Conor, but if you fight him, that's the biggest fight you can have, possibly. Apart from fighting for the undisputed title, and God knows what's going to happen with that. We don't know if Khabib is retired or not. I think Poirier is going to get it done. I've got a good feeling in my heart that Poirier is going to get this done. I'm going to go with Dustin Poirier by 3rd round TKO. That's where it's at, round 3. I think if he can withstand the shots that we know Conor's going to hit him with, because Dustin's going to get hit. Conor is very accurate. Dustin's going to get hit, and if he can withstand the shots that he's going to be hit with, then I think he can get it done. And I think he can finish Conor. We've never seen Conor finished with strikes, but I think if there's one guy who can do it, it's Poirier. The guy's accurate, he's fast, he's sharp, he digs to the body and head, he breaks people down, and he's got power. I'm picking the diamond, round 3 TKO. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It is what it is. I want him to win. I think he's going to win. I think either guy can win, by the methods I've already explained in the video. But I just think it's Dustin's time. I've just got this feeling that he's going to do it. All right, that's my prediction done. If you want a Chandler Hooker prediction as well, I reckon Chandler. I think Chandler will use his wrestling, and I think it'll be competitive on the feet, but I think Chandler will use his wrestling, get him to the ground, and submit him in round 2, should we say? Right, thank you for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy. Please let me know what you think's going to happen tonight down in the comments. We got a McGregor fight tonight, baby. That's exciting. Who doesn't get excited for a McGregor fight? Please like and subscribe. I've been Joe, you've been you, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.